Ecclesiastes chapter 1 verse 1, with its poignant phrasing and evocative imagery, introduces readers to a timeless exploration of life's essence and mysteries. It's a verse that, though brief, encapsulates the grandeur of a royal lineage, the weight of leadership, and the introspection of a soul seeking deeper truths. This opening passage serves as a gateway into the ancient wisdom of the preacher, bridging the past's divine promises with humanity's ceaseless quest for meaning. As we venture into an exposition of this verse, we are invited to journey alongside the preacher, diving deep into the spiritual and existential depths that the book of Ecclesiastes so masterfully unravels. It's a call to reflection, a summons to engage with age-old questions, and an invitation to discover the intertwining of human experiences with the divine narrative. Verse 1 says, "The words of the preacher, the son of David, king in Jerusalem." This opening phrase, "the words of the preacher," beckons our souls to a deeper introspection. There's an inherent gravity in the declaration. Think of the many voices that clamor for our attention daily, the cacophonies of the marketplace, the whispers of allure, the shouts of worldly ambition. Amidst all this noise, these are the words of one who seeks not just to speak, but to impart wisdom. When we consider the title Preacher, it speaks of a role that's more than just a deliverer of messages. In a world overflowing with talkers, a preacher is one who stands apart. This is someone entrusted with a divine message, a steward of truths that transcend human understanding. The preacher doesn't merely share opinions or fleeting sentiments, he delivers timeless truths with an authority and weightiness that can only come from above. In ancient times, the role of a preacher was sacred. In a pre-digital era, without the barrage of information we experience today, words were cherished. The community would gather, often in open spaces or intimate settings, hanging on to every word spoken. Every word mattered. Every phrase had intention. And in this context, the preacher emerges, not as a mere background voice, but as a central figure demanding attention. The phrase also carries with it a sense of vulnerability. Here is the preacher laying bare his observations, his struggles, his hopes, and his revelations. These are not idle musings, but the wrestlings of a soul grappling with the enigmas of life. It's as if he invites us into his personal sanctuary, allowing us a glimpse into his heart and mind. Furthermore, the use of the definitive article "the" before preacher suggests uniqueness and distinction. This isn't just any preacher, this is the preacher. A singular voice amidst the multitude, possessing a perspective that, while deeply personal, resonates universally. So, as we approach the words of the preacher, we are invited not merely to hear, but to listen, to still our hearts, to lean in, and to let the weight of these divinely inspired words sink deep into the recesses of our souls, challenging us, shaping us, and drawing us closer to the heart of the eternal. There's a haunting resonance in the title, The Preacher. It's not merely a descriptor, it's an identity. The choice of this title is profound and invites us to delve deeper into its significance. Firstly, in a world filled with many voices, titles, and designations, the choice of the preacher distinguishes this individual from others. This isn't just any speaker, orator, or philosopher. This is someone whose words are anchored in something greater than personal reflection or human wisdom. The preacher is a conduit, a vessel chosen to relay truths that are both timeless and timely. The term preacher evokes a sense of purpose. Preachers by nature are not just speakers, they are proclaimers. They stand on the precipice of the known and the unknown, bridging the gap between the divine and the earthly. They carry the weighty responsibility of not merely sharing information, but imparting revelation. Their role isn't just to inform, but to transform, to challenge the status quo, and to awaken hearts to realities often unseen or overlooked. Furthermore, the definitive article "the" before preacher carries immense significance. It doesn't say a preacher, but the preacher. This distinction underscores uniqueness. Among the myriad voices that have echoed across the ages, this voice stands apart. It's as if the narrative emphasizes that, of all the messages we might hear, this is one we dare not ignore. This voice, this preacher, carries a message that is singular in its importance and impact. Also, the choice of the title beckons the reader to consider the personal journey of the preacher himself. What depths of soul-searching, what heights of divine revelation, what moments of raw humanity have shaped his words. It suggests that the ensuing passages are not born out of mere academic exercise, but out of lived experiences, earnest searching, and profound encounters with the divine. In essence, the title, "The Preacher," is not just a label, it's an invitation to journey alongside, to wrestle with life's deepest questions, and to discover truths that resonate beyond the confines of time and space. It beckons us to lend our ear to a voice that, while emerging from the past, speaks with profound relevance to our present and illuminates the path to our future. This seemingly simple lineage notation, the Son of David, is laden with layers of significance that span across history, covenant, and divine promise. It's not just a statement of genealogy, it's a profound declaration that roots the preacher in a legacy of promise and prophecy. David, the shepherd boy turned king, is one of the most pivotal figures in biblical history. His reign marked not only a golden age for Israel, but also bore witness to a man after God's own heart. To be identified as the Son of David is to be anchored to this legacy, a legacy of faith, divine favor, and covenant promises. David's life was a testament to a deep and abiding relationship with God. His Psalms reveal the heart of a man intimately acquainted with divine love, mercy, and justice. David's victories, as well as his failures, display the profound grace of God and how he can use flawed individuals for his divine purposes. In associating the preacher with David, the text hints at the weightiness and authenticity of the message that will follow. These aren't just any words, these are words birthed from a lineage that has walked closely with the Almighty. Furthermore, the Davidic covenant, as detailed in 2 Samuel 7, promised that David's lineage would have an everlasting kingdom. This promise points not only to the earthly reign of his successors like Solomon, but also prophetically to the Messiah, Jesus Christ, who would be the fulfillment of the eternal kingship foretold. In this light, the Son of David carries with it a messianic undertone, a hint of the redemptive plan of God unfolding throughout history. Moreover, this descriptor serves as a grounding element. As the preacher delves into existential and philosophical explorations, this lineage link serves as a reminder of the grounding truths of God's promises. While life may seem fleeting and enigmatic, God's covenant promises remain steadfast. In essence, the Son of David is not just about ancestry, it's about anchoring the forthcoming reflections in a rich spiritual heritage. It reminds readers that the search for meaning and purpose is not a solitary endeavor, but is deeply intertwined with the narrative of God's faithfulness across generations. It's a call to remember, even as we ponder life's mysteries, that we are part of a grand divine narrative that began long before us and will continue long after. There is an evocative power in the phrase, "King in Jerusalem." To the discerning reader, these words encapsulate more than just a geographical location or a title of authority. They resonate with themes of legacy, divinity, and the age-old quest for purpose. Jerusalem, often referred to as the City of God, stands at the crossroads of history and prophecy. It is a city that has witnessed the spectrum of human experience, from the highest pinnacles of divine encounters to the depths of betrayal and sorrow. To be a king in Jerusalem is not merely to wear a crown in any city. It's to lead in the very heart of God's chosen place on earth. Being king in Jerusalem denotes a position of unparalleled significance. Jerusalem was not just any city in the ancient Near East. It was the epicenter of spiritual and political activity for Israel. It housed the temple, the dwelling place of God's manifest presence, and served as the backdrop for countless pivotal moments in the biblical narrative. This city, with its rich history and divine connection, demanded a leader who recognized the gravity of his role, not just as a political figure, but as a spiritual overseer. However, the title also carries with it a sense of weight and responsibility. Jerusalem, with all its divine favor, was also a city of complexities and challenges. It required a leader with wisdom, discernment, and a heart attuned to the divine will. The complexities of ruling such a city could lead one into profound reflection on life's mysteries, its meaning, and the ephemeral nature of power and wealth. It's no wonder that from this vantage point, the preacher, likely Solomon, offers his profound contemplations on life's purpose and pursuits. Furthermore, the title evokes a juxtaposition. While Jerusalem represents the pinnacle of religious and political achievement, the reflections that follow in Ecclesiastes often grapple with the transient nature of such achievements. It's as if the text invites readers to ponder. Even at the height of earthly success, in the very city of God, can one find true fulfillment and meaning without a deep, abiding relationship with the Creator? In sum, King in Jerusalem is more than a statement of position. It's a gateway into the soul of the book. It sets the stage for a profound exploration of life, meaning, and the quest for true fulfillment, reminding readers that even in places of prominence and divine favor, the human heart yearns for eternal truths and connection. Ecclesiastes chapter 1 verse 1, in its eloquence and brevity, serves as a powerful prelude to the profound introspections that follow. The resonance of the preacher speaks to every heart's yearning for guidance and insight amidst life's perplexities. This isn't just any voice, it's a voice echoing across millennia, drawing from a well of deep wisdom and urging listeners from every era to lean in. By invoking the legacy of the Son of David, the verse subtly intertwines the narrative with Israel's storied past, a past rife with divine encounters, covenant promises, and prophecies awaiting fulfillment. It's a gentle but potent reminder that our individual quests for meaning are set against a vast, overarching backdrop of God's redemptive plan for humanity. Our stories, no matter how seemingly small or insignificant, are threads in the grand narrative woven by the master storyteller. Furthermore, the mantle of King in Jerusalem imbues the narrative with a poignant juxtaposition. It showcases the duality of man's existence, the simultaneous grandeur and fragility of life. Here, from a throne in the city of God, the preacher's contemplations emerge, suggesting that even in places of prominence and reverence, the age-old questions of purpose and legacy persist. In essence, the opening of Ecclesiastes doesn't merely set the stage for the chapters that ensue. It captures the very essence of humanity's timeless quest. It prompts readers to embark on a journey not just through ancient texts, but deep into the recesses of their souls, challenging them to grapple with life's most profound questions and to seek answers in the unchanging nature of the divine. This is more than a beginning, it's a beckoning, a call to engage with life's enigmas through the lens of eternity,